Say ho.
So if you fancy yourself a bit of skateboarding, snowboarding, maybe even a bit of surfing, or if you're just that kind of person that just wants to laze around on the beach, then I think that this is the product for you. Now this is the Braven Stryde 360, which is part of their active range. Now it has an Ip67 rating, which means that it is fully waterproof. So if it does take an unexpected dunk in the sea, or if you do accidentally knock it into your swimming pool, it's not going to make much difference. This speaker will continue to work. So if we actually have a look at the packaging here, it's very, very simple. On here it says it's compatible with laptops, tablets, mobile phones, what looks like maybe an iPod, although iPods are quite outdated now, maybe an iTouch, something like that, because it does connect to any device using Bluetooth. So it is also stating that there is a 12-hour battery inside this as well, so you don't have to worry about your music ever running out throughout the day. You can charge this up overnight, take it up to the beach with you in the morning, and have music playing all throughout the day into the evening as well, which is actually pretty cool. So getting into the box seems quite easy. You just need your knife to get rid of the plastic seals on each side. There is two either side, and on the bottom here is an actual, looks like a hinge. I don't know what it's getting snagged on. Oh, there you go. It just needed a bit of a tug. Now the actual weight of this speaker doesn't actually feel too bad. That's easily light enough to be able to carry it around with you in some kind of carrying case. But this is called the Braven Stryde 360, which basically means you're going to get 360 sound. So you've got your speakers down both sides here, and then you've also got, these are some kind of subwoofers on either side of the speaker itself. I think the actual speaker looks quite nice. It doesn't actually look too intruding, but obviously we're going to have to put it to a sound test as well to see what it sounds like. But first, if we take a look at the back, everything, because of the Ip67 rating, is sealed. To get into the back, you just pull this rubber door away, and it will reveal a USB port, a micro USB port for charging the actual device, and a USB port is for playing music from things like hard drives, I'm assuming. Hard drives or memory sticks, and then you've also got an auxiliary port on the inside here as well, so you can hardwire anything that doesn't have a Bluetooth signal to it, like a laptop for example. They are the only ports on the back. Now on the front everything is made of rubber, so you've got this battery indicator which is flashing red at the moment, so that's probably going to say needs to be charged. You've also got volume up and down here and play buttons, so if you are Bluetoothing from a mobile phone for example, that play button will continue your work. So what we're going to do, we're going to have to put this onto a quick charge just to get a bit of juice in there so we can give you some kind of sound test. So the first thing you're probably thinking is it's now daytime, and quite rightly so. This thing took quite a few hours to charge up, I would say 3 or 4 hours. So I left it on charge overnight just to give you a demonstration of what the sound is like this morning. So what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to hook my mobile phone up to the speaker using Bluetooth. There is a USB port on the back of this as well, so you can use a memory stick or hard drive to play your music from this. But as we've got the mobile phone here, we might as well use that to play the music through. Literally hold down the on button and it will make this turning on noise. That, if it's anything like yesterday, will automatically scanning for Bluetooth signal. So if I go into my Bluetooth option on my phone, and it should say Braven Stryde 360. There you go, now it's hunting and it's connecting now. And there you go, it now says connected to the speaker. So it's as easy as connecting any other Bluetooth device. Now going from sort of left to right, you've got the on and off button, you've got a play button. You've got the middle button here, which looks like a battery, but that switches between Bluetooth, auxiliary, USB, that kind of thing. It will switch between that depending on what you've got plugged into the speaker itself. And then you've also got volume up and volume down on the right and the left here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play some songs from my library. So shall we start off with some rock?
Bad dreams and give in to sad thoughts that are maddening. Do I sit here and try to stand this?
So straight away with something like rock, the sound is very full, and I think that's partly due to the bass radiators on either side. Now if you do stand it up on the table, then you do get a slight vibration on the table itself, but if you do lay it down, the speaker just rolls around everywhere. And yes, you do get a little bit more of a full sound coming out of either side of the speaker, And then these speakers sort of down the sides, they handle all the treble and the mid-tone. I mean, in terms of bass, especially during the loud rocky bits, yeah, it sounds very full, very loud and very punchy, but then you can hear sort of that kick drum during the quiet verses that doesn't really play through very well because of, I'm assuming it's because of the size of the actual radiators itself. I mean, if we switch over to something a little bit more... See, it sounds very full during the chorus, but then that bass line is just completely lost. I mean, it's present, but it's very, very quiet. And again, with the kick drums as well, that punchy kick drum, you just can't hear it. So that's full volume.
Can I have the attention of the class for 1 second? My name is Hi kids, do you like violence? Wanna see me stick 9-inch nails to each one of my eyelids? Wanna copy me and do exactly like I did?
So that's, again, not bad. I mean, it's a perfectly loud little speaker if you're going to be sitting around a swimming pool, for example, at some kind of house party or at the beach or the park or somewhere in nature that you're going to want to listen to music. And then especially with the 12-hour battery life on there, that's going to last you pretty much a whole day, and that's sort of at a mid-range volume. Anything higher than that, you're probably looking at much less battery life, but that's the trade-off that you get if you want to listen to loud music. So there's one more test I want to do, and that's the waterproof test. Now it's Ip67 Rating, so I'm gonna... So, there we go. That's had a pretty good soak, so we'll have to see what it sounds like. Okay, so that's the Braven Stryde 360 speaker. It still sounded quite good. I mean, that was a lot of water we spilled on that then, and it still sounds quite good. I'm really quite impressed with it. It doesn't obviously sound as good as your high-end audio speakers, but I don't think it's meant to be. It's meant to be this fun, portable speaker that you can take on the road with you. So if you're at the beach or you're at the park or you're around the swimming pool, somewhere where typically electronics could get broken, this would fit in quite well. And the sound actually isn't bad, as you've got the bass radiators either side and the full 360 sound, meaning that everyone wherever they're sitting is going to get a bit of music anyway, and everyone's going to get equally the same amount of music as well, rather than just people here getting music and these people over here suffering. Everyone gets a nice equal bit of music. You can stick that in the middle. I'm not sure if it floats. It might float. These feel pretty hollow on the side, so it might actually float on top of the water, but I doubt the sound will sound very good anyway while it's doing that. For an Ip67 speaker, I would recommend definitely something like this. Sound could be a little bit more separated, I suppose, so you could have a larger separation with the instruments on there, but again, it's not a huge complaint. It still sounded quite nice during the quiet bits and very, very full actually during sort of the louder choruses. Especially on the tracks that we've just listened to today. So if you like this review, then do please leave a like. Please do subscribe to keep up with our latest tech videos and also our gaming videos as well. Leave a comment below letting us know what you think of the speaker and if there are any other sort of waterproof active speakers on the market that you would recommend over something like this, or something you've used before maybe. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Steph from TechnoOvo, and we will see you in the next review.